Hello, my name is Annabelle Lee and welcome to the Talking Classical podcast. I'm pleased to share a discussion recorded earlier this year with Andy Higgs. Andy is a composer and a piano accompanist specialising in playing and writing music for dance. In this podcast, we discuss Andy's journey to composing and accompanying dance, as well as the challenges and processes surrounding the disciplines. We also talk about career highlights, including Andy's work for the Stopgap Dance Company, a pioneering UK dance company which includes exceptional disabled and non-disabled dancers. This is a really fascinating discussion for anyone who's interested in both music and dance, whether you enjoy listening, playing, or even dancing. So I hope you enjoy listening to this conversation. Bye for now. How did it all start for you? How did you get into composing and playing piano for dance?
Well, it seemed a natural progression for me because I didn't want to be a performer.
Yeah.
And I'd had a few experiences when I was little with concerts. I wouldn't say recitals, just sort of small piano gatherings that you do when you're little.
Yeah.
Even when I was small, I remember finding them very difficult, and I wasn't cut out to do that. So I think composition was, just a natural thing for me to find, and because I could express myself in that way. My father was a composer.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that in the past tense. He gets very offended. My father is a composer, so it was wanting to be like him.
Yeah.
Typical story of wanting to emulate your parents, I think. And the dance I just always enjoyed dance. Grew up watching MGM musicals with my family, fell in love with West Side Story when I saw that when I was little. So I came probably via musical theatre, an interest in musical theatre before ballet.
Yeah.
But I used to sit and watch ballet with my mum, so I was aware of the repertoire, I was aware of the music, and it's interesting, just as I was speaking my thoughts, who knows where it comes from, because there's a lot of messaging from parents, because I remember my mum used to say, you could write for dance because your music's very full of life and rhythmical and things like that. So
Yeah.
when you're little, you just go, okay.
Yeah.
if someone's saying that to you, it's bizarre how that's kind of what I've ended up doing. And when I was practicing when I was little, I got bored playing the set pieces and doing what I was supposed to do. So the end of my piano practice was always improvisation, working things out. So I didn't realise at the time I was naturally honing the skills you need for dance accompaniment anyway, because you have to be able to improvise. I didn't purposely choose to be a dance pianist. It was the most natural progression for all the things I could do, the particular skills I had, the particular interests I had.
Yeah.
So when I started working in dance, it obviously ticked so many boxes for me.
Yeah.
And I knew it would open up doors into other places I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So.
You trained at Chats and Royal Academy of Music, so what was that experience like, and did that inform your later work in dance, or was it a very kind of strict classical training?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. Dance wasn't on the horizon then.
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware. I don't think that you could have a career as a dance accompanist.
Yeah.
I was focusing on my studies.
Yeah.
I was at Chetham's. I was about the only first study composer they'd ever had.
Right.
They gave me the opportunity to do that, and so piano took a back seat to that. So I focused on composition, and the training at Chet's was so good. You're doing daily oral techniques and analysis, history, and you're obviously, when you're little, you're a sponge absorbing all that. So it's an excellent springboard for a music college where I furthered my studies, but I wasn't thinking of dance at the time. It came along after I graduated, looking for opportunities and work. So it was always an interest of mine, but it really did sort of just fall out of the sky, really.
Yeah.
I wish I'd known about it at the time, because I've since met colleagues of mine who helped support their studies while they were students, playing for dance classes at the time.
Yeah.
So some people crack their teeth on it very early. So after you graduate with your degree, you literally walk into your first ballet job. But it took me a year or two before I sort of learnt the ropes and or found out about it.
Yeah. And that academy, was that first study composition, was that joint composition in piano?
Everyone did second study piano at the academy, whatever you played. I'm pretty sure, if memory serves, that everyone had piano as a second study, as did I. Yeah, I mean, I took one listen to the standards of, people playing Liszt coming out of the practice, and I knew there's no way I could even try. So composing was, in a sense, a way of not having to. You could write very difficult music and hand it to people who could play it, while you just sit writing it all.
Yeah.
So I basically didn't play the piano for 4 years.
Right.
I think I had a keyboard at home where I sort of tootled around on, but I just didn't play because you were surrounded by all these fabulous people who could do that for you and pick up difficult music and learn it very fast.
Yeah.
So I just, piano was closed for 4 years.
Yeah. And was it a very contemporary style of composition that you were encouraged to devise, or could you kind of be more free? Because I feel like at some of these, there is a certain way you have to compose, and there are these, I don't know.
I think it's better today than it used to be. It must be. Well, I'm not there myself, but just because everything's changed so much in the way people consume music and can get hold of music. Yeah. Practically every young person you meet generally would express a love for all kinds of music. It's not uncommon that you'll meet a young composer who's just as enamoured with orchestral music as they are with their favourite pop records or whatever they listen to now. When I was at music college, there were also people like that, but it was a little more like, I felt it was similar to what my dad had experienced, and he went to the Royal College of Music several decades earlier, and the same sort of dynamics were there between different departments. But personally, I was pretty much interested in everything. I actually applied at the Royal Academy of Music to do the commercial media course, which is, since I graduated, is now called Media and Applied Music, but I think it was known as the commercial music at the time, because I wanted to do TV and film music. But on my interview, they looked at my scores, and they were string quartets and piano pieces, and they suggested to me, you should do the other course and learn that way. So that's what I did. And
so when you left academy, did you go straight into accompanying dance or composing for dance? Or
not immediately. I got my first job was with the children's show, and I toured the UK and Ireland for a year and a half. Yeah. Which was a fantastic first job for a young man who's just left college and looking for his first opportunity. It was a lot of fun playing keyboards, and I thought I had it made when I was doing that, and that was going to be what I did, so musical directing. But it stopped after that, and I found myself having to find other things to do that were more regular and consistent. So I had all this money from that tour. I learnt to drive. I bought lots of recording equipment and stuff like that, so I felt like I was investing in my future, and then just found, right, I've got to get a job, I've got to get something regular and consistent, what can I do? Mm-hmm. And my brother's girlfriend at the time said they need a ballet pianist at the school she used to dance at, and that's it. I feel, as I'm telling you this is what so many ballet pianists would say. It's often a very similar story, but that's it. It's just a local ballet school needed a pianist. I needed a job, and it was perfect, and that's what happened.